Hi guys, RSG here from PureCast9, and today's rumor roundup is not about the Galaxy S8, it's about the Note 8. And no, it's never too soon to talk about the Note series. Okay, so first things first. For all of you who think that Samsung is going to put an end to its Note series altogether and will stop manufacturing the Note series after the Note 7 fiasco, well, we have reason to believe that they are not going to stop it, and thank God they're not going to do that, because I am a huge fan of the Note series and I have used the Galaxy Note 2 in the past and it worked like a charm, especially because the amount of utility you have with that phone and having the S Pen is such a bonus. It's like actually having a digital diary in your hand, and whether it's jotting down notes or for me, if I want to do some kind of photo shoot, or if I have a logo in mind, I could just take out the S Pen and jot down the logo and then use that as a reference and actually make that materialize later on. So it's got a lot of utility, not just what I spoke of. So the Galaxy Note lineup is a brilliant idea. It's one of the best phablets out there, and I'm sure people who've been using the Note 7 before the battery exploded, or people who've been using the Note series in general, are really happy. I've never seen a person who's been using a Galaxy Note, whether it's Galaxy Note 1 or up to the 7, no one has said that, I don't know, this phone isn't that useful for me. That's just not true. There is so much you can do with the phone. So coming back to the point, the reason we believe that Samsung is going to include the Galaxy Note 8 next year is because, get this, Samsung has said to its South Korean customers, especially or specifically those who've used the Galaxy Note 7 and the batteries got fired and they had to return it and all sorts of stuff happened. So what they've promised to these customers is that the next year, when the flagships get launched, which is the Galaxy S8 and the Galaxy Note 8, you guys have the honor of getting the Galaxy S8 or the Galaxy Note 8 for 50% of the price. So I think that is the biggest giveaway that there is going to be a Note 8. So I'm really excited, and although I didn't get myself a Note 7, so I'm not going to get it for 50% of the price, but hey, if I have to save up, I'm going to save up for that phone. Okay, so as for the specs of the Galaxy Note 8, very honestly, there is nothing we have right now, because there isn't really any solid evidence of the specs floating around. So there is nothing really I can present to you. If you want me to make up stuff, I can, but then that will be very utopian, and well, that's not going to be very useful for all of you. But what we do know is that there is a high chance, taking from the Galaxy Note 7, there are going to be a number of features, especially such as the iris scanner, which is going to be included. And from the Galaxy S8 rumors, we can be sure that it is going to have the optical fingerprint scanner, which is where you can unlock your phone by placing your finger on the screen. So like I said, we've been used to the fingerprint scanner being embedded into the home button, but starting with the Galaxy S8, as per speculations of course, the fingerprint scanner is going to be embedded right into the display. So that is one very cool thing. And as for another news which has been floating around, and I'm sure all of you have heard it, and that is that Samsung is planning to have they've planned to bump up their screen to body ratio by a huge margin. So we are talking about over 90%. Now what this essentially means is that the amount of area that the screen is going to cover on the front of the phone is going to be much more than what you're used to. Now you'll obviously say that we've been used to the curved edges, so there are no bezels. Now that is true, and that has obviously increased the ratio of the screen to the body. But what it's going to do even further is that the top and bottom half, the bezels on the top and bottom, are going to be reduced even further. So it's going to be a much more immersive experience, especially when you put it to use, such as in VR. So that's going to be great. So again, these are all rumors, but there is a high chance that these are actually going to be happening. And apart from that, there is also the plan of the dual lens system. That is high probability that it's going to be there. And apart from that, I think one of the signature features of Note series is obviously the S Pen, which sets it aside from everything else or from every other company as well. and there is so much utility we have with the S Pen, and it's been improving over each rendition of the Galaxy Note series. So with the S Pen of the Note 8, what we can expect is that there's going to be a bump up in the DPI, sensitivity of the S Pen, and apart from that, something which I would personally love is that sometimes when you're recording something on your phone, or whether you're taking, you've set your phone somewhere and you want to take a selfie, so using hand gestures and everything could be a bit clumsy at times, or it could be just plain awkward if you're with a group of people and you have to make a number of gestures to take a photo. So it would be great if you could have the S Pen, which is really light, and if you can just have it with yourself, and if you press the dedicated button on the S Pen, and you could take a selfie. And one more brilliant feature which I think would be really good is that if it could have a built-in microphone inside the S Pen itself, so that while you're taking notes or something, you can just record it in the S Pen if you have a microphone, and then once you plug it in, the whole thing is copied in an uncompressed format. That would be great. So Samsung, if you're listening, and if this would be possible, that'll be great. So apart from this, one of the more unrealistic rumors floating around about the Galaxy Note 8 is that the S Pen itself is going to have a speaker of its own. Now honestly, I have no idea what utility or what purpose it's going to serve, and in my opinion it's going to be pretty useless to have a speaker on the S Pen. I mean, you're not going to put the S Pen to your ear and listen to it. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of awkward, and I'm sure that's not going to happen. Very imaginative and highly imaginative, to be honest. So that's not going to happen. So when talking about the Galaxy Note 8, I think one of the most important things that we should talk about when talking about the rumors itself is that what Samsung is going to do about the battery. Now, I believe it would be a very wise move for Samsung if they include a removable battery instead of a battery that you cannot change, and you have to exchange the phone itself if something goes wrong. Having a removable battery is far more useful, because if your battery dies, or if there is a problem with the battery as such, and I hope there's going to be no more problem with the battery next year, but if it does, you can always swap it out and bring in a new battery, and that's it, your problem is solved. So I expect that is one thing that's going to happen. And secondly, as for the capacity of the battery, it's going to range between 4000 to 4400 milliamps, and that's going to be more than enough to power the screen and all the functionality of the phone. So to sum up the rumors surrounding the features of the Galaxy Note 8, in short we have the following: a 4K display on a 5.5 inch to 5.9 inch screen, a screen to body ratio of more than 90%, a removable battery, a fingerprint scanner embedded into the display, so the optical fingerprint scanner, the iris scanner as well, water and dust resistance, the S Pen with a host of added features, and the most important feature of all would be to have a battery that doesn't explode. Too soon? Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. These are just the basic rumors floating around regarding the Galaxy Note 8, as well as certain speculation that lead to me assuming that it's going to have these features. So as and when more rumors float up, I'll present them to you guys. No need to worry. All you need to do is subscribe to PRcast9 and hit like on this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.